The dark web. This is part of the web that is not found through search engines. It requires specific software to access, to navigate. So what is the dark web and what does it look like? Well, in the dark web, it keeps their activities out of the mainstream web. People who want to be anonymous to the online world access the dark web. Illegal business is done through the dark web, such as trafficking, drugs, and illegal activity. And government, hackers, and illegal porn and WikiLeaks all have access to the dark web. I like the image to the left, which shows what the dark web is and gives you a visual for where it is. So you can see at the top of the picture, it says surface web. Those are areas that all of us have access to, such as educators, our students, such as Wikipedia, Google, and Bing. The deep web is kind of just under the surface. Those are areas where it has medical records, legal documents that we may not have that access to. And then there's the dark web. It's way below into the deep waters, which provide illegal information, drug trafficking sites, and private communications. Through the dark web, there also is Tor, which is encrypted sites where you have to have specific access. So how do students get access to the dark web? Well, online, there's a tool called Tor, which stands for the Onion Router, and it gives people free software that allows anyone access to the deep dark web. Now, I thought it was interesting on their website, it had this quote to the left that says, "Protect your privacy, defend yourselves against network surveillance and traffic analysis." Now, something to consider is, yes, Tor does protect your surveillance by when you search different websites, it doesn't leave a trace, but it does also, there are risks involved, and that it gives students access to some of these things that we're going to talk about. So Tor software helps eliminate others to see the path that was taken to get to particular websites. And like I said, although Tor helps defend yourself against network surveillance, it might also open doors to places on the internet that can be severely harmful. So how are students today using the dark web? Well, by hacking grades, stealing tests, buying drugs online, fake student documents, purchasing them, getting books at a discount cost, and buying a diploma. Basically taking the shortcuts in education. In 2013, an Australian teen died after taking drugs purchased on the dark web, drug trafficking site called the Silk Road. If your child has access to the dark web, parents and educators should share and warn students of the many dangers. So what happens in the deep dark web? Well, Bitcoins, which is a form of money online that can be bought and not traced back to the person buying or selling. These are commonly used online in the deep dark web. Also, the Silk Road, it's a platform for selling illegal drugs. Other things that go on in the dark web would be pornography, human trafficking, and fraud. So by purchasing the Tor software, it provides access also to these things in the deep dark web. The deep web is not a safe place, so how can we prepare students? We can discuss the internet. We can teach the students how to become good digital citizens. We can teach students how to spot suspicious behavior, including people asking for money online. Illegal activity happens online, so visiting risky websites can be dangerous. It's important to stay away from these things. Don't accept anything purchased on the deep web. Encourage students to have the integrity and use their knowledge for good. I like this quote by Spider-Man, which says, "With great power comes great responsibility," which is so true. If kids have access to the deep, dark web, they need to be more responsible. Plus, there's a lot of dangers involved with this. So what I covered today is, what is the deep dark web? How is it being accessed and used? And how can educators prepare students for the dangers within the deep dark web? Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you have a great day.